Well, hello there, Disney fans. This is Lori, and I'm Drew, here with the Disney Rabbit Hole. And on this live stream, we're going to talk about this week's Disney news. And then we're going to dive into the old Lori and Drew Disney Hole photo archives for some really old pictures of Disney's California Adventure, some of them around Halloween time. So that'll be kind of fun.
It's going to be awesome.
On tonight's show, should we call it a show?
Yeah, it's a show.
On tonight's show, we're going to talk about more booze coming to the Magic Kingdom. We're also going to talk about Halloween spooky times coming to Disneyland. That is officially going as of right now. We're also going to do some shout outs to the Disney Rabbit Hole community. And then we're going to get to some of those throwback archive photos.
And if you like what we're doing, we encourage you to strike that like. And if you haven't already, maybe subscribe to our growing channel. These live streams are a new feature on our channel. You'll find lots of other great Disney content on it, but we are striving to do weekly Disney news broadcasts, so we have some time to interact live with the community. It's a lot of fun.
Speaking of, if you have questions or comments or whatever, go ahead and drop that into the chat. There's actually going to be a spot a little later in the live stream where we're going to come back to those comments and spend some time with them.
Ariel Barbosa is already ahead of the game, says hi guys. Hello!
Hey, thanks for joining. We're also going to have a question of the live stream. And
it ties into a news item.
It does. And this week's question is, are you a drinker? You know, do you like to get drinks at Disney parks? Alcoholic drinks, adult beverages? If so, where? Where do you go?
Yeah, what's your fave?
We'll talk about that a little more later, too.
Well, what do you think? On to the news.
Yeah, I think it's time for a little bit of news.
All right. Top news of the night. More booze at the Magic Kingdom.
Breaking. Stop the presses.
Actually, more booze coming on, I believe, September 13th specifically. If you're not aware, Magic Kingdom has had an interesting relationship with alcohol over the years in terms of having no alcohol for most of the years, starting in 71, totally dry park.
Just like Disneyland, like they were kind of following by example. And so like for most of the life of this park, it was dry.
Yeah, it took Disney a long time to realize that people wanted to be a little bit sloppy when they rode Space Mountain. So it wasn't until 2012, actually, was when they first introduced alcohol to the Magic Kingdom. That was only at Be Our Guest, and then in, slippery slope type of thing. Then around 2016, they introduced beer and wine at all the table service restaurants. But now, they are bringing specialty cocktails to some kind of grab-and-go areas. It's going to be at the Jungle Navigation Skipper Canteen in Adventureland.
Okay.
Liberty Tree Tavern.
Which I think is this picture right here?
I believe so.
Okay.
Liberty Tree Tavern in Liberty Square and the Diamond Horseshoe in Frontierland. So we're going to have some assorted foofy drinks.
Yeah. And we've seen some of them before. Disney Food Blog pointed out that which one is this? This is like the 50th anniversary Magical Beacon cocktail.
The Magical Beacon, you get one of the little light up cubes and all that.
Yeah. So some of them have made appearances, and then there was another one that had actually been served, the margarita. That one showed up at Pop Century before.
You got this weird sushi looking thing going to the
they
Skipper
cannot
Canteen.
help but put the exploding pearls. What do you think? Do people like them? Because I'm not wild about them. The only thing actually...
It's an experience.
Right, I guess so. I do kind of like them in frozen yogurt a little bit. But I'm not, as a drink thing, it's not really my thing.
Yeah, the caviar of cocktails.
And I feel like they sub in for boba, but it's not boba, right? Boba is like the chewy tapioca orbs. Anyway, I got really off track.
It's all right, we can get back on track.
So back to the Skipper Canteen cocktail and a Moscow Mule copper cup thing. Is that a frozen drink?
At the Skipper Canteen, they're going to be doing the Jungle Bird cocktail.
Okay.
and the Golden Haze Margarita. So that must be the Jungle Bird cocktail, which
Okay.
is black rum, Campari, cane
Yeah, because
syrup.
this is the Golden Haze
Yeah.
Margarita, and you got to assume it's going to look kind of like that, right?
Nothing in the description here actually describes something that looks like what we're seeing in that little Moscow Mule thing, so.
If you know, leave a comment, but I actually think there's not like a ton more info about these things other than what was in the press release. Okay, well,
All right.
anyway.
What's up next in the news?
Well, up next in the news is the Wall Street Journal published something this week.
We're fancy news.
Yeah, we're basically the McNeil Lair News Hour at this point. The Wall Street Journal is speculating that Disney's going to launch something kind of like Amazon Prime. So Amazon Prime includes a lot of different things like, not just free delivery, but also a music service and a video streaming service and Whole Foods, grocery delivery, and so on. And as Disney expands into verticals, that's industry lingo, Lori, it's making more sense business-wise to the business people who analyze these things on IndieWire, and Baby Grogu did a little bit of analytics work on this as well.
And here's the thing, even if the Wall Street Journal was wrong, they just gave that idea to someone at Disney, and so they're
Yeah.
going to do it. I mean, it just makes sense. Like, we live in the age of bundles, and if you are a company and you own a whole bunch of things, you just got to mash them all together and let people pay a price for them every month.
Yeah, and
Or a year.
supposedly as part of this, additional shopping technology is going to be rolled out that's going to allow viewers watching Disney Plus to maybe interact with those things directly, a la QR codes maybe, to buy the merch and apparel that they see in shows and movies on Disney Plus.
Which, here's the thing, people have talked about the, shoppable TV for the
It feels
longest
very
time.
carousel of progress to me,
Right.
where it's just like, yeah, that sounds like a nice idea. That makes sense.
Yeah. And maybe people will do that, maybe they won't. Here's the thing, if anyone's going to do it on any TV content, it'll probably be Disney content, because they got all the princess movies. They got every movie is merchandised to the gills. So of course, if your kid is sitting there watching Moana for the 18th time that day, oh hey, our basement cricket's back. Oh, I hope you can hear him on the live stream. We have a cricket in the basement.
He's loud to us, but probably.
Yeah.
I didn't mic him for tonight's show.
No, that's a good call. But yeah, if you're watching Moana for the 15th time that day and your kid just desperately wants that Mirabelle costume, sure. The 15th time you see that QR code, you just might scan it and have that show up in the mail. So,
You said Moana and Maribel.
Oh,
and
God.
I don't know if you
damn
meant
it.
Encanto and
I did
Maribel,
mean Encanto.
Yeah,
Thanks for...
Moana also gets watched, and
Look,
perhaps that same viewer would want a Maribel costume.
This is live and these things happen.
It's true. All right.
What else we got?
Well, other news is exciting news.
Yeah, Halloween time.
Yeah,
it's Halloween time.
It is fully in swing at the Disneyland Resort. Officially launched September 2nd is the date they gave us.
Disneyland is a little bit after Disney World. We went to a Disney World Halloween party in August.
The Mickey's Not So Scary Halloween party started in mid-August. The 12th, I think, was the first night of that.
Yep.
And we were there. We made a video about it, which you can check out if you want.
Yeah.
But now the Oogie Boogie Bash is going as of this week.
Yep. Exactly. Oogie Boogie Bash is rolling in Disneyland on September 2nd. You saw all the decorations go up, the Haunted Mansion holiday launched, and just general fun Halloween times came to the park. Yeah. And we got a glimpse at all of the character outfits for this year, which are super cute.
Yes. So these, I mean, come on. You got Donald as a candy corn, Mickey dressed up in pumpkin overalls, Minnie as a cat, and Goofy as this spooky tree thing.
Yeah, they're
I love the whole concept.
homemade Halloween costumes.
It's adorable.
Very cute.
It's absolutely adorable.
And then if you head over to California Adventure, you get the Sanderson sisters.
The Hocus Pocus as classic Disney characters.
Yeah.
That's great.
Yeah.
And this is the float on the cavalcade that's running down Main Street right now. So you get characters on cars and buses, and then it ends with a float.
And then new merch, skeleton dance merch this year, which I'm super excited to see. If you don't know,
skeleton dance.
Skeleton dance is just an old Disney
Black
cartoon.
and white Disney cartoon,
That they shake off the dust only around Halloween for that one, and it's great.
Oogie Boogie, like we said, is in full swing at Disneyland at this
Already
point.
sold out.
Yeah, totally sold
Yeah.
out. Haunted Mansion Holidays finally going full swing. The gingerbread house has been
Yep.
revealed, which is like
Yeah, it's
lock, shock, and barrel, right?
Yeah, with a guillotine. So yeah, the gingerbread house in Haunted Mansion Holiday is unique every year, so it's always fun to get a look at that.
I love watching the time lapses
Mm-hmm.
that get made of the building of the gingerbread houses because they do these like feats of edible construction around Disney parks and resorts. So like the Grand Californian at the Disneyland Resort, they build, is it for Christmas? Or is it's for Halloween, right?
They do a Christmas
Or do they
one,
just
too.
like, they
Yeah.
just decide when they're gonna do it?
Yeah, whenever they feel like.
They build amazing gingerbread house and other types of architecture over there. But then, you know, of course, in the Haunted Mansion, like that one is just absolutely amazing. I was floored when I found out that like it's completely edible.
Yeah, I mean, do you,
You
want
wouldn't
to eat
want
it?
to.
No, but could you? Yeah,
But I do sort of wonder, like, is it edible with like steel rods through it,
Right.
or I don't know.
right.
You see me staring at the-
I'm staring at the gingerbread house, wondering what it would be like to eat that thing, and no.
Cool. Well, let's stop talking about Disney news stuff and let's start talking
Oh,
about.
well, hold on.
Did
I
I
want
miss
to talk.
something?
I want to talk about my
yes,
favorite
yes.
new discovery this
Thank
year.
you, thank
It
you.
is not something new that the park is doing,
Right.
but it's something that I newly found out about, and that is the candle ceremony at Haunted Mansion Holiday,
Right.
which was brought to my attention by one of our favorite live streamers, Attractions Live.
Yep.
She was there the first night of Halloween going live in Disneyland. And yeah, very much like over in Cars Land where they do the neon turn on every night and Shaboom plays.
Right.
Every night at a slightly unspecified time, but essentially when it gets dark enough to look cool, in the Haunted Mansion Holiday, all the candles on it light up. And there's a little bit of the Jack Skellington voice, like the
Right, you
narrator
get some
voice
music
comes
and
on
stuff,
with
yeah.
some music and like a poem about the mansion, and then it lights up. And
Well, here's
yeah.
a clip and this is from what's the name? I'm sorry, I always forget.
Attractions Live.
Attractions Live. She's definitely they're one of my favorite live streamers. And here's the clip. So mansion's all dark, and then they do the thing, and all the candles come on at once.
And it's quite impressive.
It really is. You would like. I remember waiting for it to go, thinking like, well, like how impressive can this really? Oh my goodness, it actually is very impressive.
Yeah.
So definitely awesome to see live. But go check out Attractions Live and check out this clip. You can see the title and everything in the video right there. Subscribe because it's a great channel. But also you can go check out the lighting of the Haunted Mansion as well.
Speaking of, shall we do some community talk?
Yes, let's talk community. If you dig what we're doing here at the Disney Rabbit Hole, making videos, doing live streams, you can always support us, which is awesome. Thank you so much to everybody who does support us. One of the ways you can do that is right here in this live stream. There's a little like $ button in the chat. You can either do a super chat or a super sticker and make a donation that way. Or if you'd like to donate, you can go to most of our videos on our channel, have a button underneath them that says thanks. And if you click on that, you can make a donation that way. So I say most, but not all.
Only the ones that YouTube lets us do it on.
We're not able to monetize everything because of copyright, usually on music.
Disney, man.
And the ones that have copyright claims on them, we don't monetize. But the other ones, we can. So those we can definitely use your support on. And right now we're saving for a trip to Disneyland Paris. We really want to get to Disneyland Paris and go make a bunch of awesome content for our channel there. Neither of us have ever been. I've been to Paris briefly, but never Disneyland Paris. And I'm very excited about doing that.
I've never been to Paris.
Comment of the week? What do you
Yeah.
think? Okay, cool. Each week we like to look through the comments and pick our favorite. And this week's is from...
Contrary to popular internet advice, we read the comments.
We really do. We read all of
Normally
them.
they're
I mean,
quite lovely.
While we can, the channel is growing, and maybe someday we won't be able to reply to every comment, but like we try to reply to a lot of comments. So Goofy's Hat Band says, great video, and the video was...
That was our You Never Notice These Details on Pirates of the Caribbean.
Thank you. I have terrible time remembering
I write
the
it
title.
down.
Well, you wrote it. So, okay, great video. I think it's notable to point out the ride duration of each variant. Disneyland is 15 minutes 30 seconds. Magic Kingdom, 8 minutes 30 seconds. Tokyo Disneyland, 9 minutes 30 seconds. Disneyland Paris, 10 minutes 30 seconds. Shanghai, 9 minutes 30 seconds. So like...
I verified Goofy's Hat Band's stats, and that is accurate.
Oh, you fact-checked?
I did. I
Good for
fact-checked.
you.
And Goofy's Hat Band is exactly right. Great name, by the way. But Disneyland's Pirates is so much longer than all the others. And I mean, I guess I knew that in my soul, having ridden, I've ridden Disneyland and Disney World. And I guess when I moved from my predominant park as Disneyland to going to Disney World more, I noticed in those first few rides, I was like, that is so much shorter.
You get kind of a sense of like, oh, what, we're finished? Oh, okay. Yeah, but I'd never like quantified it.
Right.
That it's actually basically twice as long.
Yeah, and it's because you get that entire bayou float through at the beginning where you go past Blue Bayou,
Right.
and then the caves are just a much longer experience. You go through all the pirate rooms with the skeletons at the bar and the skeleton captain in bed looking at the map. Like there's just a lot more to it.
Yeah, yeah. And Disneyland's Pirates of the Caribbean is kind of my first love. Disneyland, I think of it as my home park. It's the one that we've been to the most by a lot. So I've ridden Pirates of the Caribbean at Disneyland, I don't even know how many times. What do you think? Should we look through some comments from the live stream? Does anybody have...
I think we should.
Okay.
Tinkershell. Hi, Tinkershell.
Hi.
I'm so glad you joined us on the live stream. Thank you. She says she loves my shirt. Thank you very much.
I love your shirt too.
Oh, thank you. And also, it's Nathan in our chat. It's his birthday tomorrow.
Happy early birthday, Nathan. And the good news is tomorrow you can go back and watch this video again and forward to this part right here where I say, happy actual birthday, Nathan.
Yay! So our question of the night was, if you are a drinker and you drink at Disney parks, where do you like to drink? And Jacob Baranowski says, never buy overpriced alcohol. Just brown bag it or tailgate before the event or concert. Save the money for gas. Gas price is crazy right now.
All of those things are true and pretty good advice.
It is not cheap to drink at Disney parks.
No.
When you have imbibed at Disney parks, where's your favorite spot?
I'm not a huge drinker, though I do like a glass of red wine, and I will indulge in a high noon from time to time. I do find the idea of drinking around the world at Epcot's World Showcase appealing, and it's something that you and I never did in its entirety, I don't think.
Yeah.
But we took a couple of runs at it during festivals, and that's fun. But my favorite spot in all of Disney parks to get a drink is called the Mendocino Terrace, and it's at Disney's California Adventure in Anaheim. And if you don't know where I'm talking about, I didn't know where I was talking about either. I had to look it up before the show.
Yeah, there's like 8 wine bars all kind of smashed together with different names.
So this
all
is the
terraces.
This is the one that's there's a restaurant that is right across from Cars Land and like the bakery called the something Trattoria, the Wine Country Trattoria maybe. And directly to the right of that, there's a little counter, a little patio area, and at that counter you can order wine and charcuterie, and maybe they offer some beers, but I think it's mostly wines. And you can get red and white, and they have some bubbly wines there. And most of them I don't know, maybe all of them are local California wines. I think maybe that's the whole point. I don't know.
Yeah.
But I do like they pour you wine in a little plastic wine cup glass thing, and you can wander around with your wine. So that's my favorite.
Yeah, yeah. I do not drink anymore, but I used to drink a lot, and I loved the beer cart, the Karl Strauss beer cart that was over in the Pacific Wharf area too.
Yes, yes.
Yeah. Yeah, you get a beer and then you go sit and you watch the electrical parade, and that bliss. So
That's really a lot of good memories with that.
yeah.
Yeah, we visited the Karl Strauss beer truck enough to know a couple of the cast members by name. Well, I guess more importantly, they knew us by name.
right, exactly.
They're the ones wearing name tags. Not that hard to know a cast member by name.
Yeah. Oh, Liz, I miss Liz. Well, speaking of the olden times, we've been going to California Adventure in particular. We used to live in Southern California, and starting in around 2005, we went to Disneyland and California Adventure all the time.
Yeah.
It was like
That's
what we
when
did.
we discovered that annual passes were, if you spread it out over a full year back in 2005,
Right.
really, really affordable
Yeah.
as a form of entertainment.
Yeah, it became like the thing we'd do after we got off
Right.
work in the evening. So we spent a lot of time there. That park in particular has transformed so dramatically
Yeah.
since we started going there like 17 years ago
Yep.
that it's actually really fun to look through our old photos and see, I mean, virtually none of it's there anymore. So
Yeah,
we have some snippets.
This is not exactly DCA 1.0 that people kind of lovingly talk about sometimes now. So that would be like Superstar Lemo, California Adventure.
Right.
So this is a little bit after that. This is after the launch of that park was just like a total flop, and they came back in and made some adjustments. But like a lot of the original California Adventure remained, including.
They had their own Halloween times.
Yeah, and there's like the big, I forget what the name of the sun structure was in the back there, but that was the entrance plaza. It was like this giant metal
Yeah,
sun
it was
thing.
super cool looking, and they went crazy with the candy corns, and yeah, they had their candy corn forest. It was
Do you
all.
remember what year this is?
That is 2007, I believe.
2007 or 2009 maybe.
Yeah, but yes, so this giant candy corn up front,
bet I had the year on it.
a little Heimlich would pop out of it.
Adorable.
Yeah, you could just wait for Heimlich to pop out and eating his candy corn. He was so happy.
Yeah, and he'd come out and like say stuff, right?
Yeah,
Like,
Ooh, candy corn!
so hungry. Okay.
All right, so speaking of things that do you remember wins? What else we got?
We got this surfer guy who, this is a close-up of a little tiny piece of the giant mosaic that was at the entrance
The
of
mosaic
California
was
Adventure.
so cool.
But actually, we also wanted to talk about paper fast passes because it makes me think back in the day when we go get the paper fast pass and kind of grumble and be like, oh, I gotta walk all the way over to the fast pass kiosk.
It wasn't so long ago, but I already miss them.
I do a little bit too because, I mean, I remember we even had conversations like, can't they just put it in the app?
Yeah, we
like,
all
wouldn't
have
that
a
be
device.
easier?
Like, why do I have to walk over here and get a ticket? What am I, at the deli? Like, but, you know, grass is always greener.
It doesn't seem better. Mm-hmm. I don't know. I mean, I don't, it's not all because of this.
No.
But it just, I guess the nostalgia of carrying around the piece of paper.
Yeah.
And I don't know, maybe even the fear that you might lose the piece of paper. Though I don't miss, like, keeping track of lots of different people's slips of paper because the anxiety on that one's a little
You
high.
didn't keep track of them. I always had the pocket
That's
full.
true.
And
You
then,
did. You were in charge of the family
because
fast
I'm the
passes.
person who likes to shuffle through the little things and dictate times. Yeah, that's me.
Yeah.
What else we got?
Well, the Bodine Bakery.
Oh yeah,
Here's-
which Bodine Bakery's still there.
Yeah,
but,
not exactly a throwback, but this is an old picture, and it's Mike Wazowski made out of breadcrumbs.
Yeah, that's where they like cut the holes out of the bread for the soup bowls, and sometimes when they get critical mass on the crumbs, they'll do a little piece of it. It's kind of like the sidewalk art where they'll walk by with water and paint. So that was a cute little Mike Wazowski we caught one time.
I liked standing at the window right there in the bakery because sometimes they'd fling a bowl at you and because it hit the glass right
Yeah.
in front of your face, you know?
Oh yeah, our son when he was a toddler, that was comedy at its finest.
And if you timed it just right, they'd come out and because he was so cute, give him like a little Mickey bread.
Yep.
That happened a few times.
Yeah.
Memories.
And then he got confused the times that it wouldn't happen. He'd
Yeah,
be
he's
like,
like,
"Am I
"Oh."
not cute today? What the hell is this?" Yeah.
Lori,
Yeah.
years ago,
Yeah.
in 2011 specifically, you and I made a video that is sort of TikTok-esque, I would say.
Oh yeah, we were TikTok stunts before TikTok stunts were a thing.
Except that it's this way
Right,
instead of this way.
Right.
We never published it or released it anywhere, I guess because like I was afraid that like I'd get put in Disney jail or something, but
And we still might.
yeah, but what the hell.
I mean, there's got to be a statute of limitations.
Maybe.
It was 11 years ago.
Well, a couple fun things about this video. One is the content. It's you and me chugging beers on California
Yeah.
Screamin'.
Remember how I mentioned I used to drink? This is what would happen.
The other is that it's from 2011, and so you get to see what California Screamin' looked like before it got converted to the Incredicoaster. So,
You get to see what we looked like before we were parents.
okay, so here we go. Carl Strauss Beer Cart.
Yep. That was our spot.
So we took the beers and we emptied out Powerade Zero bottles and poured the beers into the Powerade Zeros and then put them in our pockets. So this is all like Incredicoaster murals and stuff all over here, right here. Then we got on the coaster, and at a predetermined time, we took out the bottles of beer
Yeah.
and attempted to chug them before the roller coaster was over.
I will tell you, not easy to do. I remember this really well. I recall getting most of the beer down the front of me, particularly going around the loop. Did finish the beer, but it was not pretty.
Oh, there's the loop.
Maybe because I was laughing so hard. But neither of us barfed.
No.
Or, yeah.
No. Overall, I would say that it was a rollicking good time.
Yeah.
And, you know, I don't think anybody got spilled on or...
No, I mean, for
All
people
good.
chugging beers on a roller coaster with a loop, we were pretty good citizens.
Well,
So anyway,
there you have
there's
it.
the debut of our Disney rule breaking.
Yeah.
Although I don't know that it's posted anywhere that you can't chug a beer on that ride. It's probably
Yeah, there's no sign
probably
that says
captured in a broader rule, but
no pouring a beer into an empty Powerade Zero bottle and putting it in your purse and then taking it out on the ride and drinking it.
yeah, I didn't see
I
that.
didn't see that anywhere.
No, so
And I was looking.
I think we're fine. Anyway, thanks for joining us this
Yeah,
week.
thank you.
Yeah,
That was fun.
yeah.
If you dig what we're doing, a really easy way to support us is to strike that like. And if you're into coming back, subscribe, hit the bell icon. Any of those things are super helpful in telling YouTube that people like what we're doing. And then YouTube's like, oh, okay, we'll show more people. And that's great for us
Yeah.
and the channel. Reminder that tomorrow is Disney Plus Day. Tomorrow is September 8th. And a lot of really new, exciting, well, it's not really new. It's as new as it gets. New is sort of binary, I guess. A lot of new,
Depends
exciting
when you're watching this, really.
content drops. So heads up to that. And tell somebody about our channel. Tell a friend. Tell a stranger.
Yeah. We'll see you next time.
Until then, Black Lives Matter.